sport and he really got interested in it.
Also, just sit down to enjoy a little TikTok live. I just spoke to a friend of mine who's doing TikTok live as an actual job. So I thought, oh yeah, TikTok live is I think something I like to do. So I decided to come on here. Oh, my battery's going. My battery's disappearing now. Got my roof fixed. How is everyone today? What are you doing? Best dad in the world. Thank you, Rebecca. I am a good dad. I am. I definitely am a good dad. That's one thing I will say. How's everyone doing in here tonight? What's going on in your lives? What's going on in everyone's life today? I've had a good day. I definitely feel like... So what I did around January, February, I lost my marbles a little bit just from... I don't know if it was, things leaving my system, or I just finished rehab and I was suddenly on my own in the place where I used to use, and it was Christmas, and I think I lost my marbles a little bit, and I got so dark. Things got so dark. Between Christmas and New Year, things got so just darker than I've ever been, I think. And I was in so much pain. That I decided to take one concept they talk about in AA very much, and it's a cornerstone of AA. And the first meetings I went to 22 years ago were about this, and I never really understood it. Acceptance, handing it over, not feeling like I'm in charge, not feeling like I know anything, not feeling like anything I believe apart from that I'm an addict, I'm a good dad, I'm a good musician, and I need to be in recovery on a daily basis for the rest of my life. Those are the things that I know. That's all I know, though. Every other belief I had and everything else I knew, get rid of it. Because I was so, miserable. And I was like, none of these beliefs or thoughts, or as my daughter would say, no's, are doing me any good. It's just not doing me any good to be holding on to anything that I think, or I don't know if I'm explaining it very well. So anyway, what I did was I just let go of everything. And I know that sounds nuts. And for 22 years, I've been told you need to let go and accept things as they are. For the first time ever, I did it. January, February. Because I was sitting here in this house going, I can't use, because I lose my kids. I can't not use because I can't stand myself for everything I've done. I can't be with this guy, and I can't get away from this guy. And I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And there's an obvious dark solution, but I'm not going to do that. But there was only one solution. And it was like, well, I'm not going to do that. So I need to take drastic action. And my drastic action was just let go of everything you think you know and start again. And for the next 2 months, my whole life just went professionally. Crash. All my numbers, every social media platform going down. All of them down. Patreon gone, YouTube down, Instagram down, Facebook down, TikTok down. Everyone leaving down. My worst fear. I couldn't stand the thought of people leaving. I couldn't stand the thought of losing relevance, losing fame, losing my money. I couldn't stand it. I was so scared of it. And when it started to happen, I was petrified. I'm not going to say I was fine. I was petrified. But slowly, but surely, I was like, maybe this is done. Maybe no more social media. Maybe no more fame, relevance, or money. And it was relentless, like every day, losing numbers everywhere. Sorry, I'm not ignoring everyone. I just want to tell this story because it's important that I get this out for me, actually, as well. So, my worst fear was coming true. I didn't know what to do. But I stuck. One thing I did was I stuck to this. Let go of this. It's not meant for you. If it's going away, it's not meant for you. I was just, let go of it. And I relentlessly did it. And it was really hard. And I kept going to meetings. Sometimes I went to 3 meetings a day. Just meetings, let go. And in the last week, things have just taken a miraculous turn. And, I can't get invested in this turn even. Because maybe things won't turn, but they look like they are. Maybe they aren't. Who knows? I can't change it, and I didn't do it. But things have started to take a turn, and I think it's because when I let go and trust my higher power, which I call God, because I believe in God, things always work out. Always. And I've just got to remember that. And if you are in recovery and you're going through a hard time, trust me, I've been there for January, February, March, 3 months. In sobriety, I hit the worst. That was the worst moment I ever had. In sobriety, though. And it was when I finished rehab, when they're like, they signed me out. Thank you, guys. You're being so sweet in the comments. I am seeing all these. I just wanted to tell that story because I know if you're in recovery, things can go shit in early recovery. It says in the big book, you might pay for thinking that things are intuitive thoughts by all manner of crazy decisions and crazy actions. You may pay in early sobriety by doing crazy shit that you think is what you're supposed to do. And oh boy, did I do that. The one thing that I thought was crazy that I still might go through with, which is a couple of months ago, I got I signed up for a drug counselling exam, the RAD-T. I am going to do that because I think it's interesting. And I think it might be a good thing to know about, because it's like part of my story, obviously. And it's just interesting. But I've never done the man with the sun in his hair. It's this bloody security light. Every time I move, the security light comes on. So I hope you finish healing for you and your family. You are loved, you're needed. That's so sweet, Sasha. Thank you. You guys have been so beautiful. It's crazy. There you go. It's gone off now. Are you an energy person? I am really into sound healing. I do that every day. But the main thing is like the meetings and the program and stuff. But I'm just going to charge my phone. Oh. Look at me. I'm all in the dark. Okay. Here you go. Can you see me? Oh, TikTok. Okay, I'm going to charge my phone. I'm going to take it outside. TikTok's going to hate this. They hate dark video. So I've just hemorrhaged my live. Plug this in. Look. Winston. Okay, guys. We're going to sort this out. Don't you worry. There you go. We're going to sort this out. Can you hear me? At least you can hear me. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Okay. We're plugged in. And we're charging. And, whoa, what, I got a, did you see that celebration machine? Celebration machine! Do you remember when I used to do lives? Battles, sorry. I was actually sober when I was doing those. Although I was acting crazy because I was so excited by all the pink machines that were going everywhere. Pink machines that were going everywhere. I love you too. Who said that? Sorry. Been here since the Helen days. Brooke the Snook. Thank you. Helen days. Do you remember that? That was a lot of that. A lot of those Helen videos were filmed. Look, I got sunglasses. I see. I'm getting. Look at that, and the security light came on because of that. A lot of the Helen stuff was filmed here on this very deck. The kids are good, thank you. It's funny how you all remember that. It's funny. That was, I'm going to blow your minds now, Helen Horvath videos were 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Sorry about this. This is my security light. 10 years ago was Helen. Can you remember? Could you imagine? 10 years? 10 years. I'm literally doing that so the light stays on. I'm literally doing that so the light stays on. Just out of... you can't see that. I'm doing that though. See? There's a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes of these very professional, high production value videos, lives that I make. Got a whole team here. Got a whole team. That's my lighting guy. Oi, lighting guy, come back. Don't go on a lunch break, lighting man, or sound man, or cameraman. It's me, really. It's just me. Helen, yes. Right? 10 years. Does anyone else tell you Poppy looks just like you? I have heard that. She's such a character. Honestly, when lighting man, stop going for your tea break. Every time I hang out with her, I spend a paper machine, paper plane bird. Whoever sent that paper plane bird, it was. I can see your face, Pat. Thank you for the paper plane bird, Pat. What was I going to say? I'm just doing this. I'm doing this so the light doesn't go out. But I'm doing it behind the scenes. This is behind the scenes. You're seeing behind the actor's studio. Stop it. Stop the light. Come back on, lighting man. Okay. If I do that, is that distracting? This is crazy. Why can't I do a live like a normal person? What? Wait. Michelle, it's a corgi, but it didn't do the butt. Remember the dog butt? It used to do a dog butt. It used to go away. I loved it, but it didn't do the butt. It used to go away and do its butt, and then I used to love that. But I still appreciate it. Oh, I'm so annoyed with this. This is doing my head in. Okay, I'll just like behind the scenes. Why aren't you sitting somewhere with a normal light? You think I'd be a professional, wouldn't you? There you go! Dog butt! Yeah, there it is, the dog butt! Anime Mum is back with the dog butt. Anime Mum. She's an OG. Dog butt. OG. This is OG times back. It reminds me of the old days. Oh, I love that. I used to love the dog butts in the old days. I just spat. Now everyone's going to think I'm high. Now everyone's going to say, you're manic. You're manic and high. I'm like this. This is me. Normal. This is me normal. Oh my God, I'm so annoyed with this. Yeah, anyway, you would think that that being a TikTok person by accident, I would have a light and a camera and a light that didn't go off, right? You'd think that. What other TikTok person, not that I'm a TikTok person, I'm a composer, I'm not a TikTok person, but I accidentally, what other TikTok person would come on a live in this situation where the light keeps going out and have to do that? Things really have gone downhill, Hilton. What the hell is that? Hold on. What the hell? What the hell is that? Oh, a dinosaur and a pencil! Oh my God. Okay. Dinosaur was Heather. Dinosaur was Michelle Meadows, and Heather did a pencil thing, and then Ashley did another thing. Wait, and now my lights have gone out. Wait, this is stop. I didn't expect to be getting these. Thank you. Is it because maybe it's because maybe it's because the light is going off and on. You are inspired to send gifts. Maybe that's the key to this. Go somewhere where the lights go off and on. And then if you go somewhere where the lights go off and on, subconsciously, did someone send me something? Did I miss something? Wait, what did I miss? Did I just miss something? You better send it again if I missed it. Wait. What? What am I? What is that? What is that? What am I? Oh, man. What was that? Oh, wait. Just sent a gift. Ashley sent a gift. Wait, no. What was that one? What was the old lady one? What? I was an old lady for a minute. Hold on. I was an old lady. Hold on. Sent hi, Rosie Ash. Is that what that was? You found a hack. I have found a hack. It's basically going in a place where the lights go off and on makes people send you lovely things. That's the thing. Yeah. I'm getting a little bit too excited about this. Will he be my boyfriend? All right then. Only if you send a corgi butt. Wait. Oh, man. Oh, this is so annoying. Look, there we go. What have you resorted to? I didn't resort to anything, Willow. I am just sitting here having a nice time, talking to my mates, and then people started it. People started doing this, and I didn't solicit it. It just started happening. So there. I wasn't expecting that. It reminds me of that. Stop it, Ashley! What is that? This is a spaceman. Hold on. This is reminding me of, see how I feel, see how I'm becoming a little bit crazy? That, when I was live battling, majority of that I was sober for. That stuff sends me a little bit mental. It does. Sends me a little bit mental. And then you would go, so there was a moment when lives were great because you would, like lots of people I knew would be on here, and I would get like, there was this one YouTube family that kept battling me, and they were huge. So we'd have a lot of like people in the comments like saying quite funny stuff. I guess it was my audience and their audience, because you guys are really funny. You say really funny stuff. And then this other, I forget the name of them, but we would battle a lot. And they were huge. And like sometimes I would win it. And I used to get really excited. Anyway, there was a couple of weeks when it was really good and fun. And then, like, what is that? Michelle, is that the jellyfish? I think Anime Mum just sent me something. Did I see a teddy bear dancing across the screen just then? Did I see that? Or was that... Am I losing my mind, or did that just happen? Because I wanted to get up and run around the deck. I wanted to get up, but I can't. Anime Mum, you're the best. What is that? Ash, an underwater waterland. An underwater waterland. Ash, an underwater land of wonder. Don't go off, light. Remain on. I mean, lighting man. So it's decided we are best friends. We are best friends now. Oh, wait, but other Ash, that's Ashley. She sent a plain bird. And you sent an underwater land of wonder. Now, the underwater land of wonder is definitely, and you both called Ashley, which is interesting. Are you combating Ashleys? And I got, this hasn't happened since the battle days. What's going on? It's got to be the light. It's got to be the light going off and on. It's got to be the light. I'm going to be one of those douches that has a course. My course is going to be, sign up to my course. It's a 1-page course about how to monetize a TikTok. And it's going to say, there's one chapter, just one lesson. Go where the lights go off and on. That's going to be the course. I'm going to sell it for $19.99. Whoa, my man, though. That's upsetting me, though. It's upsetting me, though. Lighting with Stephen Hilton, exactly. Now, look at me go. Look at me go. Look at me go. Yeah, Courtney followed me. Thank you, Courtney. Follow me, why don't you, if you want. If you want to follow me, you could. Thanks for all those gifts. I really appreciate that. Guys, is he okay? I am okay. Go on, the lights go on! It's not funny now. It's not funny. Because now when the lights go off, you can't see anything. Okay. I'm going to go somewhere much more reasonable to be doing a TikTok live in. Hold on. I can't believe Anime Mum's back. Anime Mum. The Anime Mum is really like an OG supporter. She was there in the days of battles. Do you remember those? Pink Machine. Do you remember the Pink Machine? Pink Machine! Do you remember when I used to do that? Pink Machine. No, now I'm completely dark. Forget it. Professional. This is what being an influencer is all about. Lighting. If you want to be an influencer, you've got to get the basics. You've got to get to grips with lighting. Lighting is very important if you want to be a modern day 21-year-old influencer like I am. You really have to get to grips with lighting if you want to be a young, sprightly influencer like me. See, the thing all us youngsters do, all us youngster influencer creators, what we all do, all us young. A dinosaur kingdom, Ash. A dinosaur kingdom. So for all of you people that thought that I was off my head when I was battling, you can see now that it's just the battling that does it to me. Ash, there's two Ashleys battling right now, it feels like. Silver Fox alert. Layla, thanks for saying that, but I'm 21. And I'm I hate even saying even saying that as a joke makes me feel sick. Look at my roof. Fixed it. I'd like to see you in a battle. Ashley and Ash battling away in the present land of presents, the land of presents, Stephen Hilton's land of presents. What was I going to say? I wasn't expecting all the presents. Thank you. Make sure you follow this, because this was going down. All my name is also Ashley. Well, pulled pork. My name is also Ashley. You need to prove that by sending. There's another Ashley. Ashley Jar. All the Ashleys are basically doing all the Ashleys and the Anime Mums and the was it Meredith's? There's not Meredith. Hold on. When I finish this, it's going to give me a list of all the people that sent the gifts, and I'm going to follow you back. Yeah, I'm going to follow you back. Yeah, I remember now what this is all about. Ash comes with the fireworks. Do I want to sing Baby You're a Firework? Yeah, I do a little bit. Am I going to? No, I'm not going to. Do I want to? A little bit I do. Are you going to? No. No, I'm not going to do that. Wait for all the comments going, he's manic or high. Neither of those is true. I'm not on any mood-altering substances at all. Not even medicines. None. 0 things. But I am very unusual. And I have a universe from Michelle. That's who I meant to say. I didn't mean to say Meredith. I meant to say Michelle. And Meredith sent me a little universe. You see that? Because Meredith is the best person, apart from the Ashes and the Anime Mums, in the world. All those 4. Best people. Best people. Wait a minute. Remy sent me a gold chain. You guys, I was not expecting this. I haven't seen these kind of things for a long time. And I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you. I wasn't expecting it. You'll forget he did comedy. It's just his persona. I am like this, though. This is me. This is what I'm actually like. It makes me annoying, but fun sometimes. Dry sarcasm is very British. It is, right? I think that's true. I agree with that. Oh, TikTok just said, you're a popular live. You're in the top 10%. That's nice. What I will say is, I suppose I should call out my things. YouTube got my YouTube back after 2 years. They banned me for 2 years. But I got my YouTube back, and so that I'm on YouTube. Stephen Hill 23, I think it is. And this is the main one, though. The bummer about ever having been an addiction, says Anime Mum, is you'll always be asked if you're sober. I'll be asked, and people will love to say that I'm 100% not sober. That's another thing I've noticed, Anime Mum. They love to say that too. Not everyone. And it's getting... The list of people that absolutely cannot stand me is definitely getting smaller. Did Laura ever say you reminded her of Russell Brand? Yes. When I first moved to LA, I had long hair. And I had to cut it all up. Look at me. Ash comes through with a cowboy look, which is very nice. What was I going to say? I had long hair. And I had to cut it off. Because people weren't saying you look like Russell Brand. They were saying, you are Russell Brand. I was getting that. It was getting that bad. Like, people thought that I actually... I guess because when I went to rehab the first time, when I came out, my hair was really long because I didn't... So, no, I was a mess. And that's when it got, like, fever pitch of... Because I guess people in LA were like... Because we come from a very similar part of England, so we have a similar accent. So they were like, long hair, accent, tall, Russell Brand. So I cut all my hair off. Honestly, you're growing on me. I'm seeing accountability. Keep it up. Thank you, Brittany Hodge. How are you doing? Says Kayla. I'm doing all right. Thank you very much. Doing good. I didn't expect to be pushed into the merry-go-round of my mind by all the presents. The presents send me a bit mental. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what it is. I've never known what it is, to be honest. But the very first time I did a TikTok live, and there's something about the graphics coming up on the screen makes my little brain go weird. So I feel a little unusual now. I'm sober as a judge, and I came on here quite relaxed. Then when all the... See, that drives me a little bit mental. That drives me a little bit mental, but in a nice way. But it does something to my brain. It makes my brain go fizzy. It's like a drug. Those little characters, I guess. It's like a freebie. I'm not going to be told off by my sponsor for this. I might be told. My sponsor's hardcore. If I were to call my sponsor now and say, I'm on a TikTok live, and every time I get a cartoon gifty present, my brain goes funny. He would say, don't do the TikTok lives. And I would say, don't tell me what to do. Oh, Edna, a little universe. See, love Edna now. Why does that send me so crazy? It does. It sends me mental. How did you feel seeing Laura happy with someone else? Not great. Not great. Not going to lie. Why would I lie? There's no point in lying. How would you feel? Anyway, I make such a mess in the romantic land that I've taken myself out of romantic land with dating, whatever. I think it makes you stim. I think it makes me stim as well. You're a super fan, Pulled Pork. Weird name. I don't like saying Pulled Pork, but I am going to say it because you're a super fan, apparently. You're doing absolutely amazing. Thank you. I feel like I'm doing pretty well. My ex married my best friend. Whoa. And there's a child involved. I can't react. Whoa. I think Stephen is cute, not going to lie. See? Everyone listen to that? Hear that? I think Stephen is cute, not going to lie. And that's not me doing that comment from my other phone that I've got in my other hand. Imagine if that was me. Some people are going to think that I'm really doing that. Some people are going to think he said that he was making his own comments. But it wasn't. It was Edna. And she said, I'm going to read it again. She said, I think Stephen is cute, not going to lie. Not going to lie, she said. So that means she really meant it. She said, I'm not going to lie. So the next thing out of her mouth, out of her typey fingers, wasn't a lie. That's what happens when people say not going to lie. The next thing that they do or say or type is not a lie. I do have my kids this weekend, Shell Talks. Thank you for asking. I'm very excited. They're going to go swimming, I think. I heard my pool is heating up. Are you happy? Ooh, it's up and down. It's up and down. I'm happier. As I said at the beginning of this live, the beginning of this year was brutal. It was brutal. Brutal. The lowest I've ever been. Ever. Like, I was having thoughts that can't even discuss here. I was obsessed with watching documentaries of Anthony Bourdain, Kurt Cobain, Jim Morrison. You can see a trend, and that's all I need to say. I'm just saying that I was obsessed with watching those documentaries. And I was like, what's all this about? And I knew what it was about. But have you considered therapy? I had to have a psych evaluation on... When I went to rehab, I had to have a psych evaluation. And when I had to have it every 2 weeks. And do you pray for others? Says Homer. I have to pray for people I don't even like. It's part of the recovery. You got to pray for your enemies. So annoying. So yeah, I do. Pray for everyone. I pray for people I like as well, but you also have to pray for your enemies. It's part of recovery. Hey, County Daisies, I'm doing well. How are you? For as many haters as you have a lot of silent encouragers praying for you. You know, hair tangles, I'm feeling that so much right now. I'd be sarcastically praying. Is that wrong? You can do it sarcastically. I think you just have to do it. It's so annoying. I do it though. And the more I do it, the happier I get, I suppose. It's annoying though. So the psychiatrist was like, you've got anxiety and depression, severe anxiety and depression, she said. And I said, no, I haven't. I've just come off of the most insane relapse of my life. I don't have anxiety and depression. I am realizing the pain and carnage I've caused. I hate myself for it. That's not anxiety and depression. We have an argument. It was a proper argument because I didn't want to take any more drugs. So, prescriptions even. So I said, I'm not going to do it because I think that this isn't anxiety and depression. It's sadness about what I've done and panic about what am I going to do to fix it. And we kind of battled a little bit. And she said, okay, I can't make you do that, but I think that you are that. And next 2 weeks later, she was like, I still think you're that. And I still didn't listen to her. I took the opposite. And then by the end of the time, I think I had maybe 6 evaluations. She was great. She was really good. I really respected her as a professional. She knew her stuff. Eastern Europeans, they don't mess about. Eastern European people do not mess about. They're very highly educated and they're very full on. That's what I like about Eastern European people. And she was an Eastern European psychiatrist, Russian. And we ended up, after about 6 sessions, talking about Vivienne Westwood, punk and designers. And I took that as being, okay, so I don't have to take them drugs anymore. And yeah, I didn't take them. I'm not saying that everyone shouldn't. I'm just saying I didn't. Just my personal experience. And, you know, maybe that was a bad idea, because maybe if I had have taken that, I wouldn't have had the incredible ridiculous times I had in January, February. Are you actually sober? Yes, I am. Thank you very much. So there I am saying, oh, I didn't listen to her. Look how brilliant I am. And then I'm going, also, I had the worst 2 months of my entire life. But I did get through it. I went a little crazy. I dipped back into, I don't know if it was psychosis or I don't know what it was, but I dipped back into mental health struggles from just not being able to cope with life. I lost it a little bit. But I feel good now. I feel like I've come out the other side, and the thing that's changed is that I have trying to learn to accept everything, even if I don't like it. Just try and accept it, whatever's happening. Thank you, RJJ. I'm not going to read that out, because if I read that out, it makes me sound like an egomaniac. Sometimes I don't read out your beautiful comments, but just because I don't want to sound like a big head. Why do you think social media and fame killed your relationship? Because I became obsessed with Numbers, followers, relevance, and money. Obsessed. I became a tyrant. An awful, horrible human being. And all I cared about was the numbers and the money and followers and the video views and the analytics. And I was on my computer 24/7 looking at performance. And if things started going down, I would lose my mind. And that made me unbearable. You're still addicted to social media? Yeah, I probably am, but it's the only addiction I've got now, and that's not too bad. And it is my job, so it's like being a workaholic, which my sponsor says is still an addiction, but it's the best one for a man. He said that. I wish I was as brave as you. See, that's one comment I shouldn't have read out because it makes me sound big-headed. What's the moment you finally chose sobriety? My little boy, who's non-verbal, eloped from my ex's house and was found... Autistic kids elope. It's no one's fault. They just go. And he developed a very sophisticated way to escape the house, including rubbish bins and... Like, he had a whole... It's very impressive. The way he escaped was impressive. So he created a little engineering feat. He's only 6. And came over the fence. And he was found halfway between her house and my house. And I was high. And I found out about it a couple of days later because I couldn't speak to my ex because I was deservedly had a restraining order against me because I was so crazy. So the number of things happened and I found out about him a couple of days later. And I decided then that I was letting him down so much. I'd abandoned my kids and I'd chosen drugs. It hit me then what I'd done. And of course, being an addict, I was like, I'm not going to go to AA. I'm going to go to Eastern Europe and try and get sober that way. And I had a crazy few weeks of like trying everything except rehab and AA to stop. And I couldn't. No matter what I did, nothing worked. So I eventually admitted defeat and checked myself into... I was so crazy the last day of July last year. I was so crazy that I checked myself into 2 rehabs. So I had one miles away, and I only checked myself into that one because there were 2 rehabs that I went to in 2014, and my thinking was, they both worked last time, I'll do it again. I'll just do the same ones again. Last time I went to one, then the other. This time I did them at the same time. It was insane. And then I was trying to drive to the one that was miles away, and I had my GPS on my phone, and it was going, turn left. And my hands wouldn't turn left. And I just basically drove around Pasadena for like 12 hours. I was sober. I hadn't used, but I was insane. I was completely psychopathic. And I couldn't turn the wheel to do what the GPS shouldn't have been driving. I couldn't turn the wheel to what the maps were telling me. And I couldn't get to the rehab, although I was in the town where the rehab is. I couldn't do it. I was that crazy. So then I checked myself into another rehab, which is just down the road here. Well, it's not just down the road. It's actually but it's on this side of town at least. But it's... And so the Pasadena rehab was like an hour in the morning, and this rehab that I checked into was about 20 minutes, and it's easier to get to. But I still, day one in the rehab close to here, I still couldn't drive the car. I still couldn't. The map would go, turn left, and I would just keep going. So the first day of this rehab also blew it. Bear in mind, I'm signed into 2 rehabs. And then when I finally got into... So I had like 2 days in the rehab in Pasadena that I managed to get to. And then I went to my first day in this one. And this one is hardcore. It's half free for people on the street and half paid. So it's really rough. But it got me sober in 2014. So you're in there with proper gangbangers who I actually learned to really, really love. I love those guys now. But proper, like, no judgment. I'm as bad as them. They're as bad. I'm worse than them in many ways. Street people, homeless, drug addicts, gangbangers, me, all the same. And something about it I really liked, because it was like, it was really intense. So I had 6 months in there. And basically when I went to my first day, so I hadn't used anything for about 3 or 4 days. And I go into the second rehab and they P-test me, which they didn't do in the posher one. They just took my word for it that I was sober, I guess. But they P-tested me in this one. And the woman came out and said, we can't do any groups with you today because you're high. And I'm like, I haven't had anything today. And she was like, you have? And I was like, I really haven't. And she was like, well, I can't do groups with you. You've tested positive. And she was like, you're going to go into either detox or inpatient and then we can start groups. And I was like, I haven't had any drugs for 3 or 4 days. And I had a back and forth about it. And she goes, okay, well, you've either used today or you've had such an incredible amount last week or whatever, wherever you say you stopped, that it's still in your system, which is insane. Turns out they went and looked at it again, and although it was positive, that they can see the time, or they could see that it wasn't today or yesterday from the test. And they were like, okay, that's nuts, but it seems like this is you're full of drugs, but you haven't. It may not be today or yesterday. So they didn't take me to group because I would tested positive, but then the next day they did. And it was intense, really intense. Someone just said, yes, you was that wankered that you wasn't sober for 4 days. I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, yeah, in a way, I was still on drugs even though I hadn't had any. So it's nuts. Judging by that P test anyway. So that's the story of the sobriety journey. I've been sober for 7.5 months, Joanne. Every time you feel weak, just think of your babies. Thank you, I do. What was your DOC? Everything except marijuana. But marijuana was the only one I didn't like. All of the others, though, and I mean all of the others. Think of one, that. Think of them. That's my drug. That's my choice one. That's a good question. Is it harder to be sober? Yes, Ashley, even those ones. Is it harder to be sober or harder to be an active addiction? That's a really good question. Wow. KTK, is it harder to be on sober or harder to be an active addiction? What a good question. I think it's harder to be... Okay, it's harder on everyone else that you love when you're in active addiction, which in a way is worse for your soul than being sober. But being sober is harder selfishly for me. Because obviously when you're in addiction, when you're using, you don't care about anything or anyone. Although, having said that, at the end, I desperately wanted to stop. I desperately wanted to stop for at least 2 weeks before I stopped. I was desperate, and that was hellish. That was hellish, just being like, it's got me, and despite everything I'm trying, and despite wanting I would go to bed being like, I'm not going to use tomorrow. I need to get my kids back. I can't use tomorrow. And I'd be like, with everything I had, I'd be like, you're not going to use tomorrow. And then I wouldn't even be able to last half an hour. So that was pretty, that's pretty, hard. Yeah, it's a really good question. And if you don't mind, I might ask that question. I might tell the people in my meeting that question that you asked me, because that's a really, I think addicts will make addicts' minds explode when I say, someone asked me, is it easier to be sober? Is it harder to be sober, or is it harder to be in active addiction? After a few months, though, it's definitely so much easier to be sober. But in those early days, what I found is that I've relapsed twice. So I've been in recovery. I went into my first rehab centre in 2004. I relapsed in 2014, and I relapsed again around 2021, 22, depending on... Because it was slow, because I went to a doctor first, and I lied to the doctor to get drugs. Is that a relapse? Because I don't know. Yeah, it is. But I don't know exactly when I relapsed. If you're going to say, when did you go to the doctor? It was... You remember, people that followed me before might remember, we'd have a house a mile away that we renovated for 2 years. At the end of renovating that house, I went to the doctor. So that's 2022. So, yeah, around 2022. So that's, 8 years. So, yeah, I will say that every time I've got sober, it's been harder. So if you're newly sober, don't relapse twice, because the first time you relapse will be harder. Second time's brutal. So my husband went into rehab 2 times, and he's drinking even more. What I don't know what to do. Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, the sad thing about this is there's nothing you can do. There isn't anything you can do. He has to want to get sober. But I feel sorry for him, because that's... Al-Anon, yeah, that's great, Susan, sorry. Al-Anon, go to Al-Anon, that's a great bit of advice. Al-Anon, go to Al-Anon, that's a great bit of advice. Yeah, Al-Anon's a great program. I'm not on Matt's. No, I'm not on anything. What specifically did you relapse on, if you don't mind me asking? Doctor prescribed anti-anxiety medication and then painkillers. Doctor prescribed and then not doctor prescribed. Why aren't your kids good enough reason to stay sober? That is the age-old question for addicts. That's the age-old question. I hear stories of people who love their kids so much they can't stop. I hear it every day. It's heartbreaking. The reason is because if you're an addict, once you've had one of your DOC, once you've had one of the thing you're addicted to, it comes before everything. That's what being an addict is. Being an addict is, the definition of it is, it will come before everything. Kids, your life, your relationship, everything. It controls you, you don't control it. That's very true. Oh, so many people following me. Thank you for following me. He's not sober. You need to do what's best for you. Oh, sorry, that's not about me. Sorry. Look at me, thinking everything's about me. Someone's telling the lady a bit of advice. I want to read the comment by Meow Star, but I'll sound like an egomaniac, so I'm not going to. But thank you for saying that. Addiction is like a beach blanket. Once you get in the water, you don't see how far... I love things like this. I've got a good one. You don't see how far you've drifted from... Yeah, that's true. I got a good one. Addiction is like... I hope my live doesn't get restricted for this. Addiction is like having sex with a 800-pound gorilla. It isn't over till the gorilla says it's over. Is that rude? Sorry. But that's what I've heard in my meeting. And it really helped me. What are you doing now to keep up your sobriety? I go to between 10 and 12 meetings a week. AA, men's group, SLAA. I go to SLAA once a week, Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous. And I do sound work every morning. And I read page 86 to 88 of the big book every morning. I've been good with that recently. You might be addicted to AA. I don't mind being addicted to AA if I am. That's a good point. Um, 86 to 88 is like the morning pages of the Alcoholics Anonymous book. Are you from England or did you develop the accent over time? I'm from England. Imagine if I developed this accent and I was American. I'm reading comments. Look at me reading comments. I used to be scared to read comments, but now you guys are being nice. You could see an American do it. I can do an American accent. Oh, howdy, partner. Good, right? It's a good American. Howdy, partner. My horse! Right? Pretty good. I could definitely pass for a Texan. Howdy! I like Texas. Howdy, partner. I got a horse and a saddle. And if you want to go on it, you can go on it. What do you think? Pretty good? Pretty good. Wait, people say my accent's not good now. Howdy, partner! Howdy, partner. That's all I can say. Do a Valley Girl accent. I should be able to do a Valley Girl accent. I was going to say I live among the Valley Girls, but I don't see any Valley Girls because I only go to men's meetings and I don't go anywhere else and I don't date. So I can't do a Valley Girl accent. But it's like, I can't even do it. I can't do it. Nasally. It's nasally? Hi. That's terrible. Hi. What are you doing? That's rubbish. Like totally. Okay, Lindsay, that's a good thing to say. Like totally. Valley girls don't talk like that anymore, do they? When I think of a Valley girl in my head, the picture I'm seeing is of a smoking, tattooed, black-haired, kind of edgy, alt goth. That's all the Valley girls. Maybe it's because I only ever get to see girls at meetings now, and I hardly. So I go to a men's meeting every day. That's my home group, and I go to a men's group on Tuesday. My SLAA meeting, Sex and Addicts Anonymous, is just men. That's on Zoom. But if I go to sometimes I'll go to more than one meeting a day. The other ones will be in mixed situations. And those are the Valley. Those are in the Valley. Howdy! You weren't expecting that, were you? That was a surprise. Howdy! Surprised? You thought an American person had come on my live and pushed me out of the way. Is your hair grey or blonde? Grey as the day is long. Do English, different English. You know what my my kids love when I do, both of them love when I do the Irish accent. Now my dad's from Galway, like as Irish as you can get. And he came to England when he was 15 with no money. He didn't have any running water or any electricity when he was a kid. Didn't have any shoes. That's my dad's upbringing. Anyway, last night I picked up my son and he threw some water. And just for some reason, I've never really done an Irish accent that much before. But for some reason, I picked him up and this came out of my mouth. Ah, Jesus, did you throw the water over the balcony? Amazing Irish accent. Never realised I could do that before. Ah, Jesus, did you throw the water off the balcony? I'm so sorry if that's offensive, but I am half Irish. And my dad's sisters, they sound like that. Ah, Jesus, did you throw the water off the balcony? No, that wasn't very good at the end there. Much better than your American accent, thank you. Mary Joseph, why did you throw the water off the balcony, Alfie? Is that offensive? I'm not pissed, no. I've been sober for 7.5 months. I'm so sorry about that Irish accent. Mrs. Doubtfire? No! It's better than that. Ah, Jesus, Alfie! He laughs at that. He laughs at that. I'll do anything. If that boy laughs at something, I will do it to death. I will do it to death if he laughs at it. I love making him laugh. It's my favourite thing. Poppy's an easy laugh. Well, she used to be an easy laugh. Alfie's tough. To get Alfie to laugh is a big moment. It's hard. It's hard. That was pretty bad, says Post. Sorry. Maybe it's the fact that it's so bad that's making him laugh. Liz said, what does sober mean for you? No meds or no anything at all? Yes, no meds or no anything at all is what I am. Ah, Jesus. I wonder if I can't do it softly. I need to do it like softly. Ah, Jesus. Oh, I'm from Ireland, says Una. Right, now I'm concerned. Now I'm a little bit. Now the pressure's on. Ah, Jesus. You should throw the water off the balcony. How's the music going, Britt? I had an amazing music-related day today. Amazing music-related day today. I haven't had an amazing music-related day for a while. I'll be able to talk about that soon. Ah, Jesus. Did you throw the water off the balcony, Alfie? Jesus, Mary Joseph, you threw the water off the balcony. What's your stance on Oliver Cromwell? I have no idea what that means. No idea what that means. I know the name. That's it. That's all I know. That's my stance on Oliver Cromwell. I know that name. I'm very, very stupid. I am a very stupid person. Yep. I don't know any facts about anything. What is your day-to-day like as a composer? Well, when I'm composing, which hasn't actually been that much since I did one tiny little job when I first got sober, which was just 3 bits of piano music for a film that my friends made. That day-to-day is you get up, you go to sit at the piano and you write, even if you don't feel like it. And you write and you write and you write. And then you go back in the afternoon, listen to what you've done, decide that it's rubbish and too complicated if you're anything like me, and spend the rest of the day deleting notes until the thing you've written is so simple that a child could play it. That's what I'm always going for. I always want something that a kid could play. It's hard to do that if you're got all these... As a musician, you'll find 4 or 5 things that you always do, and that becomes your style, I guess. And to get away from those 4 or 5 things is so difficult because you fall back on them. You're like, oh, that works. I just do that. That works. That's good enough. But if you're a good composer, you will challenge that and go, is that good enough? Or could you do something different there? Or could you do something better? You have a mosquito on your head. I thought there was a mosquito on my head. I'd never been bitten by any insect in my life. Watch how I get bitten now. Watch how this insect bites my entire face off now. There is such a beautiful calmness to you. J-Dub, thank you for saying that, but you should have seen me when I was getting little animated gifts across my TikTok. That was not calm, but I enjoyed it. Guys. Your attitude towards negativity is great. Here's my attitude towards negativity. I get a lot of negativity. It's getting less, but I do get it. I am a person that's optimistic. I get fearful, but I'm optimistic. I live in the light. I live in the sunlight of the spirit. When I'm sober, when I'm using opposite, I'm a horrible, evil person. But when I'm sober, I'm nice. Turns out I'm quite a nice guy. And I live in the light. I try to. So I'm always coming from a positive place. Always sober. Always. So if someone is horrible, I tend to think that's such a shame that they come from a dark place, that they feel the need to say such awful stuff. And I feel sorry for them. It's not to say it doesn't hurt, because it does, but like my overriding thing will normally be, that's a shame. Where is your darkness from? I wish I knew the answer to that, Britt. I've been struggling with that, this sobriety, because my darkness was so pronounced when I was using. You saw it. The videos are still here. Go and look. I was a horrible, nasty piece of work. And it's the opposite of what I am now. So it feels like a different person, but it's not. He's still in there. And if I stop going to meetings, he'll come out. What defects of character kept you alive? Wow. Well, I thought that all my defects of character kept me alive because I didn't want to get rid of any of them. And I still don't, some of them. I think defects of character, the initial purpose of a defect of character, like lust or greed or pride or low self-esteem or ambition, it was to keep us alive. They're base instincts, aren't they? But in addicts, they've just gone out of control. That's what it says in the book. Is that true? Can you please tell me from the horse's mouth your political opinions? I have never voted in my life. I'm the least political person you could ever... I've never voted. I don't like any politicians. My political opinion is they're all corrupt bastards. All politicians. I don't trust them. They all lie. That's my political opinion. That's it. That's it. There you go. That's from the horse's mouth. Why do politics have to come into everything? I don't know. Isn't that weird? Everyone's become so... I think it's because algorithms now are echo chambers, so they tell you what you want to hear. Like, I know some people who think that some things have happened in the world, and I know other people that think the complete opposite thing has happened in the world. And that they're both right, because they've both been told that by their phones, and the people think that what is in their phones is true. So you have two sides, two people will be told two different things. And they both believe it because it's true. It's nuts. Why don't you make music from your pain? I do. All my music comes from that place, honestly. Everything, even if I'm writing for a film, I'm still coming from that place that's slightly uncomfortable, and I can't voice it, so I do music from there. I think it all comes from there. It all comes from there, because I wouldn't say that making music for me it's not even pleasant. Like, people that go and jam and like look at each other and like play in bands, I can't stand that. To me, the process of creating is actually quite dark, and I have to be on my own, and I have to be it's a dark process for me making music. It's not a happy joy, clappy, clappy. It's just not. Although I feel incredibly fulfilled and I lose the sense of time. I'm in the zone when I'm writing. So I lose all sense of time. So I know I'm doing the right thing that I've been put on this planet for. It comes from a dark place. And I think that allows me to come from the light in other ways. If that makes sense, I don't know. Being an artist is painful, I think. That's my experience. I think that people that are some people have a good relationship to their art, but the people that I meet that are artists who are really good, they're all troubled. They're all dark people. Or they've got a darkness in them. I've noticed that. A lot of people saying, why aren't you answering my question? There's a lot of questions coming. I don't see your question. It's a way to channel the darkness. Yeah, did you pick up the demons from your last house from that artist from the 70s? Wow, what a good question. Is that Jim Morrison? That's not Jim Morrison. But yeah, maybe there was some darkness there. I don't know. I definitely did have a weird time in doing that. Wow, well, this has been so nice. I definitely expected to not be on this long or to be such a roller coaster. That was a real roller coaster. I'll follow back the people that did all the lovely things on the across the page, like the underwater land, the dinosaur world, the paper planes, the big dinosaur, and the dog butt. Any advice to aspiring composers in Los Angeles? I've been asked this a lot, and I don't have any advice. I would say, if you're in Los Angeles and you aren't from Los Angeles, why are you in Los Angeles? Because there's no need to be here now. There's no need in this day and age for you to be in LA. It's very expensive. It's a dark place. There's a lot of bullshit in this town. There's a lot of fake people. If it was me and I was starting to compose now, I wouldn't live in LA. I would stay in London, or I would just stay where I was born. If I was 16 now, I moved to London when I was 15. But if I was 15 trying to be a composer, I would just stay in my hometown and post stuff on TikTok. And that's good advice. The advice, Britt, is post your stuff all over the internet. And don't listen to anyone in LA because it's 90% bullshit you'll hear. Sorry, but that's true. Oh my God, have you ever tried any energy work or nervous system regulation techniques? Rihanna, today I had a really great over the past 2 weeks, I've had a series of talks with 2 people, and all I can say is I'd have a lot of news about that. I have a lot of news, but because it's LA, I don't want to talk about it just yet. I recently left Los Angeles to take a break from the last so many years since the pandemic. Yeah, don't come back. Don't come back. If you're a composer, stay where you are. Stay in where you feel the best. Make music, post it. But don't just post it. It's tricky now because if you just post music, no one's going to give a monkeys. And the reason people, I'm well aware that the reason that people like the solo stuff that I made since Alfie, the reason that's got so many listens and views, and it's kind of mind-boggling for some piece of music to be millions of whatever just by being music. But the reason that I think that I got that amount of traction with just a still picture is because of my story behind the music. Because people knew I was, making content with Laura. They knew that we'd separated. They were in the story. So then when I dropped the music, there was they knew that Alfie had been diagnosed. They knew his name. It's good to have a story now around your music. If you're a composer, try and put a bit of your real self into the music and try and talk about your real self. Don't just put a piece of music out. Here's my music. Talk about your whole life, and then people will be interested in you as a human being, and then from there, they'll be interested in your music. Build an audience that's interested in you as a person is exactly what I'm saying here. Authenticity is key, yeah. And on that note, follow me a little bit, will you, if you like me, and if you don't be horrible. Okay, I'm going to go now. Okay, I'm going to go, but I'm going to put the phone down. Okay, I'm putting the phone down after 3. After 3, put the phone down. We do 1, 2, 3, phone down. 1, 2, 3, hang up. 1, 2, 3, hang up on the next one. Not 1, 2, hang up. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, hang up. 1, 2, 3, hang up, same time, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. You didn't hang up! I knew you wouldn't hang up. You hang up first. Okay, after 3, but you do it first, okay? Right, after 3, but you do it. I'm not hanging up on you. 1, 2, 3. You hang up. I can't hang up on you. You hang up. Okay, we do it at the same time. Let's count down from 3 to 1. Okay? 3 to 1, and then we'll do the hang up, okay? 3, 2, 1, and then hang up, okay. Same time. I'm not going to, no, I can't put the phone down on you. Same time, okay? 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, put the phone, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, and then 3, 2, 1, and then it's okay. You've got a hair game, my guy, thank you. You married still? No. Yes. But they're separated. Okay, 3, 2, 1, then go. Okay, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay, love you. Okay, bye. Love you, bye. Again, my guy, thank you. You married still? No. Yes. But they're separated. Okay, 3, 2, 1, then go. Okay, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay, love you. Okay, bye. Love you, bye.